Okay, we're back for the semifinal match between our previous game's winner, Scott Hoover, taking on the young cranker, Jeffrey Prue.
Jeffrey Prue,
Chris,
he
what do you
looks
know
awfully
about
tough.
Jeff?
Actually, I don't know too much about Jeff. I've been bowling adult leagues for almost 12, 13 years here, and I don't know too much about Jeff other than he's made the Times News finals, I believe, once. He was in the top 32 this past year, and he's an awfully good-looking bowler there. Throws it very, very good.
And this is his home house, so I'm sure he has a little confidence bowling here at
He's got
Eastland
some
Bowl.
fans behind him here, and I'm sure that he's got that hometown feel, you know?
All right, Scott starts the match with a good shot. Leaves an 8-pin. He should cover this. Always good to get off to start the match with a mark.
Yes, that's what I definitely love to do. I love to get up there and put up a 3, 4, 5 bagger on my opponent and kind of put the pressure on them to step it up. Plus, it also loosens up the arm swing. Here we go. We get our first look at Jeff Prue up on the right lane here. Jeff really likes that deep inside line. It's looked good all day. That's the way you come out and start the match right there. That's key.
What I liked about Jeff's first shot, Chris, is like we talked about on how to attack the lane condition today. He is playing the inside line, but he kept it straighter. You know, and it looked like to me the guys in the previous match were swinging it a little bit wide, and when it was hitting the dry boards a little too early, it was, you know, coming high. Jeff kept his ball tighter.
Right, and that's been key all day. I saw earlier in some of his matches, he's been around the same zone the whole day, where some of his opponents have been trying to bring it back from the outside and just didn't have quite the carry that Jeff did. There we go.
Big double by Prue to start the match.
That's a nice way to start the match with a double.
That's sending a message to your opponent. I'm here to win.
Well, what that does is, you know, Scott's previous match, I mean, he really didn't have the greatest look with everything. I mean, he was able to win the match, but it came down to the 10th frame. And what Jeff's doing is really putting the pressure on Scott early here to let him know, hey, I'm here, and if you want this, you're going to have to come knock me off. Strike on the right lane there by Hoover. You can still hear that ball rolling over the thumb hole. I'm just not a big fan of that. I don't know if that's by design, which I'm sure it's not, or if that ball is just flaring a little too much for him.
My guess might be, Chris, Scott might throw a full roller. I'm going to take a peek at his ball when it comes back. And maybe because he's trying to come up the back a little bit more and keep it on line, he could be hitting the thumb hole. But we'll see. I'm going to take a peek at his ball when it comes back. Okay, left lane's good.
There he goes. Ooh, trips out that 4-pin. Comes in a little high, and looks like we got ourselves a good match here.
How about that? Hoover answering Prue's double with a double of his own. Showing a little, you can't call it maple moxie anymore. What do they call it? We'll call it some synthetic swing, some synthetic swag. How about?
Whatever you want to call it there, Steve.
All right.
All I know is this is a good match here.
All right. Jeff Prue to take the lead on the right lane.
He got that one a little wide early on, and it hit that dry portion of the lane where you just can't get the ball to. He's very fortunate he didn't have a split here. Left himself the 3-6-10.
Also, what happens sometimes, Chris, when you start trying to throw the ball a little bit harder, it makes you pull up at the foul line. And when you pull up at the foul line, that makes you pull the ball a little bit. So you're trying to get the extra speed, but in trying so, he actually, takes some off it. So the guys are going to have to keep the speed up, but keep that follow through and keep down at the line. Just like that.
Spare up here.
Good spare by Jeff. Jeff also likes to help out he's a big dirt track fan, Chris. You can always see him at Erie Speedway over the summer, helping out. I think he hangs out with the Harveys. Joe Harvey, Ryan Harvey. Joe Harvey owns a car.
Bowled in league with both of those gentlemen.
Yep. Good shot by Jeff.
Jeff comes back with the strike there. Ryan Harvey actually bowling today.
Interesting. I think it was last year, right? The Times News 50th anniversary. Might have been only the second time in tournament history, I believe, where the brothers made the finals. You had Jeff Prue and his brother Randy both making the top 16. So that was pretty cool to see.
Hoover, ball checks up and actually crosses over and trips the 6-pin out. You know a thing or two about trip 6-pins, don't you, Steve?
I love them. Can't get enough. It's good to be lucky, too.
Better be lucky than good. That's what I always say.
All right, let's see if Hoover can take advantage of that great break last frame.
High hit again, crosses over, does the exact same thing. So these boys are going to have to move here. Looks like Jeff's lined up. But Scott's going to have to make a move if he's going to want to stay in this match. I know that he's got 4 in a row working here.
Now, Jeff can't let that affect him. Sometimes when your opponent gets some lucky breaks, you can let it get to you, get you down. But you got to forget about it and just concentrate on your own game and throw a good shot here.
When I'm bowling match play, I don't like to look at what my opponent's doing because I don't want that to play with my head. If I got a good break, he got a bad break.
That's a
Vice
common
versa.
strategy, Chris.
Jeff with a good-looking ball there.
Great shot. Looks to me the key for Prue this match, keep the ball tight. Don't swing it out. Easier said than done. He's got the talent to do it. Let's see if he can.
Even though Hoover's up in the match here, I do like Jeff in this.
This will cut the lead to 3 pins with a strike here. Working on a double. 6th frame, left lane.
Another good-looking shot. Beautiful.
Oh, again, how about that? Hoover answers. Prue's double with a double of his own, and Jeff Prue comes right back to answer the 2 Brooklyns with 2 solid shots of his own.
Absolutely. You know, the nice thing about Jeff is it's not that he really cranks it where he gets a ton of revolutions on the ball, but when his ball hits that pocket, I mean, it just explodes.
He's
and
got
from
that
that
nice
angle,
forward roll, Chris, that I like to see on everybody's ball.
From that angle he's playing, he's going to be tough to beat.
Ooh,
Scott
looks
comes
like
right
Hoover
back.
found a little oil there, left the 4th arrow. Chris, that
made
ball went down the lane further than any ball I've seen these last 2 matches.
He made the move he needed to make,
and
at the right time.
Exactly. Great shot by Hoover.
And you're right. I don't think I heard that ball roll over the thumb.
The rookie to the finals is keeping his composure nicely, I'm happy to say. And Chris is he's always on Facebook. If he has a nice night bowling, he's posting his scores on Facebook, and he's always happy to do good. So I'm sure he's getting a big thrill out of today.
Yeah, he should be very happy with his performance today, regardless of the outcome. Good-looking shot again here. They're posting up some strikes. Now it's Jeff's turn here on the right lane. Give it right back to Scott. This is exciting, Steve.
What a great match. Bit of a surprise after how the guys struggled the first match. The adrenaline's starting to kick in, Chris. I think the guys know and feel they got a chance for the championship.
Good looking shot here. Ooh, little light. Just came in. Didn't finish quite as hard as his last ball in that lane, and
came off that one a little bit.
Almost a 5-7.
Yep, came off that one a little bit.
Might have been a little bit hard with the speed, but at least it's something that's makeable here. But I'll tell you, he's going to be hard pressed to stop Scott if Scott keeps doing what he's doing there.
Prue needs to make this help trail a match by 20 pins. Okay, that gives Jeff Prue 146 in the 6th frame on a spare. He still can strike out for a 256. Scotty Hoover is on right now a 240 base. The match still up in the air.
Ooh, bad break. Almost kicks out the 10. Almost an 8-10 there. That ball hit a little flat. I don't know if he's getting a little amped up with the speed, and it's just not coming off the spot like it was, but
I think
something's
so,
definitely
Chris.
going on with his reaction there,
so.
because it's not as good as it was the last couple shots he's made.
Well, he's using a bit of a if you look at it, Chris, Jeff is using a bit of a dull ball right now. So if he gets his ball out,
And
boy,
he just
that's what I was
whiffs
afraid.
the 8-pin, and you can't do that.
Yeah, when you get the dull ball out on these dry lanes, it doesn't overhook it. It'll roll out, and that's what I think might have happened on that. Oh, bad mistake by Jeff Prue, and he knows it.
That's just a mental error right there, getting right up and shooting across at that. In these matches, when they're tight and it comes down to spares, you have to give yourself some time, make sure that everything's in place. Scott crosses over.
That let off on that one, but when it's your day, it's your day,
hey,
Chris.
Better to be lucky than good. And we said that a few minutes ago, but
yep.
Let's see if Scott can recover and actually make the shot he wants to make there on the left lane and close this match out. Through the nose again, leaves the 6-10. So, although he's had a string of strikes, his shots haven't really been the best.
Right.
So spare here will give him 218.
In the 8th.
This mark here shuts out Jeff.
Yes, it does.
But we've seen stranger things happen today. It looks a little left, Steve. Oh, I'm surprised that actually held. If that were me, that thing would have been taken off. And trust me, I've missed
Scott flattening it out.
I've missed a lot of right side spares to the left.
I remember I remember bowling Ron Palombi in the finals of the Ricardo's Open, Chris, at Eastway Lanes many years ago, and getting down to where I couldn't even get the ball over to the 6-10 spare. So, so that's impressive to make these on the tougher conditions. So good spare by Scott.
Jeff comes up a little high, so his day will end, but still overall a very good showing. I'm sure he should be pleased with his turnout today.
I think that almost that
back-to-back opens.
Well, I think that 8, he really wanted to strike in the 8th frame, Chris. And when he left almost 8-10 in the 8-pin, I think that just took a little bit of wind out of his sails.
Yeah, when you know that your opponent's got you and everything, you kind of relax a little bit. I'm sure Jeff will go back and look at this.
Hey, as a great...
See what he needs to work on there.
Really great day of bowling.
Shooting and everything, and he'll be back. Much better shot there. And can't get to shake that 10 down. Well, Steve, this is going to be a good finals matchup.
Oh boy, Chris.
Between Hoover and
Dias. Dias looking to redeem himself from last year. Dave was the runner-up last year to Mike Hamoric. Actually, had a lot more shots in the pocket. He left, I believe, 5 10-pins, lost the match by less than 10 pins. So he bowled good enough to win, just didn't carry, good enough. So we'll see if he can make up for that loss here today. That'll do anything to get on camera, won't it, Chris? There's the
And
shot
Jeff
Jeff
finishes
wanted.
out
It just
strong.
those few shots got a little bit wide, Chris, and you just can't do that right now and strike unless you get some Brooklyns. So
He should still be very pleased with how he bowled.
great tournament for Jeff Prue. He'll finish in third place, and we're all set. The finals of the 7th Erie Amateur Open will come down to Scott Hoover versus Dave Dias, and we'll be back for that match after these.